And we're back. Now, I haven't really been doing any videos lately because I had a big, massive operation and I've been recuperating from that. So before I start talking about really important stuff like football, I just want to say how incredible the NHS is and how well I got treated by everyone at the Liverpool Royal. Also, a big shout out to everyone out there with Crohn's or colitis. Right, that's out the way. So this video is about some really exciting stuff, squad rotation and how it relates to Arne Slot. Now this is riveting stuff, so let's get stuck right in. Now as we've seen, Arne Slot has enjoyed a really positive start to life as Liverpool manager or head coach or whatever he is, but one of the few issues that came up was the apparent unhappiness of Trent Alexander-Arnold being substituted against Brentford. Indeed, in the opening three fixtures, Trent was substituted in all of them. On 77 minutes against Ipswich, 72 minutes against Brentford, and again on 77 minutes against Manchester United, when his demeanour was much improved when compared to the Brentford game, especially at full time and leaving the stadium when he reminded fans of the 3-0 scoreline to the Reds. On all three occasions, he was replaced by Conor Bradley, of course, a young player held in high esteem by everybody at Anfield. And it seems that for now, at least, Trent's unhappiness has blown over. Arne Slot addressed the issue of rotation in his press conference ahead of the Forest game.
My former teams were able to play. We were actually playing almost every game with the same players, but it's a different league. In the first 3 games we were really strong physique, but we only played 1 game each 7 days. Now they have a point to prove. And I assume that they all want to play every game. So if they want to, they have to show up every time. And I don't mean also in quality, but especially in work rate. But we have more than 11 very good players, so I can use more.
Now it's true that Slot generally had less need to rotate when at Feyenoord. For a start, the Eredivisie has 4 fewer games than the Premier League. And even though they were playing European football, firstly in the Champions League, then in the Europa League, there was only one domestic cup competition to compete in, which started in the round of 16. Add to that the quality and the physicality of the Dutch league being a notch or so below that of the Premier League means that Slot's Feyenoord players just didn't face the same physical and mental strains that his current Liverpool team might come under throughout a long season. The visit of Nottingham Forest is the start of a period of 7 matches in 22 days for Liverpool, but in his first 3 games he had made just one change to his start 11. Ibrahima Konate coming in for Jalal Kwanzaa at centre-back after Kwanzaa was judged not to be winning his duels against Ipswich. So it's reassuring to see that Slot isn't wed to a philosophy that worked for his previous team, but obviously won't work in England, where the realities of a 2-game week workload exist for most of the season. Although that being said, for all the talk about Slot keeping a more stable first team of Feyenoord, only 2 of his players played in all 34 league games. Coincidentally, they were his 2 fullbacks, a position that seems to have high importance how Arne Slot sees his teams perform. At Feyenoord, both fullbacks were tucked inside when in possession for the most part, giving numerical advantage in the build-up, but also making it more difficult for teams to play through them centrally and in the more vulnerable inside left and right channels. Now for Feyenoord, he didn't have a deep well of options in the squad with the aforementioned fullbacks David Hanko and Lucharel Hotruda, but with Liverpool there is more depth, with Kostas Tsimikas replacing Andy Robertson in 2 of the 3 games so far, along with Conor Bradley getting minutes in all 3 matches of course. I think that judging from his starting lineup so far, it's fairly clear what Arne Slot considers to be his strongest 11, at least at this stage in the season. But with European and Carabao Cup matches entering the picture soon, it's obvious that things are about to change. Curtis Jones and Matsuru Endo will be hoping to be able to impress the boss with starts against West Ham in the Carabao Cup, where Gakpo, Nunes and Chiesa display a second string attacking 3 that's just preposterous really. Now Harvey Elliott's injury has come at the wrong time, as he would have probably got a shot in Dominic Szoboszlai's central attacking midfield role. As it is, Curtis Jones could be pushed into that role, open up a deeper midfield slot for the likes of Tyler Morton, James McConnell and even Trey Neone. Defensively, as I've said, Bradley and Tsimikas are able deputies, with youngster James Norris maybe looking to knock on the door at left back whenever an opportunity might arise. Obviously, Kwanzaa and Gomez are the centre-back rotations. Now, whether these options will be good enough in terms of quality and numbers is another thing, and that's just something that we'll have to discover as the season goes on. As much as I'd love to have seen the big money marquee signings, it's probably right that Slot assesses what he has before adding potential solutions and potential problems. If Zubermendi had signed, Gravenberg wouldn't have shone in those opening fixtures. Now, he may or may not be the future in that position, but he does look like a totally different player than he did in the back half of last season when he kind of lost his way a little bit. But probably more important than the players being rotated is the attitude of those players and their willingness to buy into what the manager wants, which it's a precarious thing for a new man to try and navigate with an established squad of high-profile players assembled by the previous and much-loved manager. That's Jurgen Klopp, by the way. Now, the only way around this is just to win football matches, and I think that if Slot can get past the difficult months of November and December without imploding, with also staying pace with Manchester City, then those players will show even more trust in Arne Slot and will be more open to the situations when they have to be rotated. Now, what do you think? Is Liverpool's squad big enough? Does it have enough quality? Does it have the right quality in the right areas? Can Slot keep his superstars happy while trying to impose his own football and blueprints? Well, if you've got an idea, let me know in the comments below. And up the NHS and up the Reds. See you again soon.